Welcome, future millionaire. If you found this video, it's not an accident. It means something inside you is ready to shift, from lack to abundance, from doubt to certainty, from dreaming to doing. Today, you're going to hear what most people will never hear. Not because it's secret, but because their minds are too busy with fear to receive it. You didn't come across this video by coincidence. You didn't click this title by accident. You're not here because of luck, chance, or randomness. You are here because something deeper within you was ready to receive this message. The truth is, this video is not meant for everyone. It's not meant for the doubters, the ones who have already given up on themselves, or those who believe success is only for the lucky few. This video was designed to find future millionaires. People who are ready to shift their lives, change their mindset, and step into a new version of themselves. And whether you realize it or not, by clicking play, you've already taken the first step. You see, success isn't some mysterious force that only finds a chosen few. It's not a club you're born into. Success is attracted to those who decide to become it. If you're watching this now, then you've already made a silent decision. Even if you haven't said it out loud yet. You're no longer satisfied with mediocrity. You're done with scarcity. You're ready to do what it takes to create the life you know you were meant for. You've felt it, haven't you? That inner whisper that tells you you're destined for more freedom, more purpose, more abundance, more impact. That whisper has been calling to you for a while now. And this video is just the confirmation of what your soul already knows. You are not here to live a small life. You are not here to survive. You are here to thrive, to grow, to build, to influence, and yes, to become a millionaire if that is your desire. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Nothing stands between man and his highest ideals and every desire of his heart, but doubt and fear." The reason most people never become wealthy is not because they aren't smart enough, or talented enough, or born into the right family. It's because they allow doubt and fear to speak louder than faith. But you're different. You wouldn't be here if you weren't. Something within you has chosen to believe in the possibility of a greater future. You may still have fears. You may still have doubts. But your desire is stronger, your vision is becoming clearer, and you are no longer willing to stay the same. There comes a moment in every successful person's life when they stop blaming their circumstances, their past, or other people, and they make a bold declaration. It's my time. That moment is often quiet. It doesn't always come with fireworks. Sometimes it happens at 2 a.m. when you're lying in bed, tired of being tired. Sometimes it happens while watching a video like this one. It's that moment where something clicks, where you decide, I'm done waiting, I'm done wishing, I'm done watching other people live the life I know is possible for me. And when that moment happens, the universe listens. Life begins to rearrange itself. New people show up, new ideas spark, new opportunities open up. Because life isn't withholding anything from you. It's just been waiting for you to say yes. Not a hesitant, half-hearted yes, but a full, fearless, faith-filled yes. The kind of yes that shifts energy. The kind of yes that declares, I was made for more, and I'm claiming it now. Some people will never understand what you're doing. They'll see you speak differently, think differently, act differently, and they'll try to pull you back into the old version of yourself. But that's because they haven't had their moment yet. They're still waiting. You're not. You've already started your journey, and the world will catch up in time. Just know this, the future millionaire version of you is not somewhere far away. They are already inside you. Every time you make a courageous decision, you get closer. Every time you invest in yourself, you step into their shoes. Every time you say no to fear and yes to faith, you become them. You don't need to know exactly how it will happen. You don't need to have every step mapped out. That's the old way of thinking, the way that keeps people stuck. What you need is belief. Bold, unshakable belief. You need to start speaking like the person you're becoming. Thinking like the millionaire you're meant to be. Walking like someone who already knows their success is inevitable. Because the truth is, the moment you shift your identity, everything else begins to change. And here's the beautiful part, you're not alone. There is a rising wave of people just like you. People who are no longer willing to live by default. People who are choosing design. People who are waking up to their power. People who are realizing that being rich is not just about money. It's about freedom, impact, and alignment with your divine purpose. That's who this video was made for, not just anyone, but for those ready to rise. So what happens next? That's up to you. Will you click away and forget what you felt here today? Or will you carry this fire with you into your next move? Into your decisions, your habits, your self-talk, your goals? Will you act like a millionaire today, even if the bank balance hasn't caught up yet? Because I promise you, when your energy aligns with wealth, your reality has no choice but to follow. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from wisdom, from spiritual alignment, from an inner truth that is louder than the noise around you. And that truth is this: you are not hoping to become a millionaire someday. You are already the kind of person who becomes one. This is not just a motivational video. This is a mirror, and what it's reflecting back to you is who you really are. You are ready. You are chosen. You are called. And most importantly, you are claiming it. Right here, right now. Say it out loud if you can. I am a future millionaire. I receive this truth. I accept this identity. I am ready to rise. Because once you say it with conviction, the universe begins to move mountains on your behalf. This isn't just a good feeling. It's your new beginning. This isn't hype. It's alignment. And you don't need permission from anyone else to step into the wealth, the impact, the purpose that's already been assigned to you. Certainly, here's the expanded version of Keynote 2 from the title. This video will only find future millionaires. Written in a flowing and motivational tone, 1,000 words, no subheadings, and ends with a powerful conclusion. Words are not just sounds. They are creative forces. And if you're going to be a future millionaire, you must first learn to master the most powerful tool you already have, your voice. Florence Scovel Shinn once said, "Your word is your wand." That wasn't just poetic. It was prophetic, because every time you speak, whether in confidence or in fear, you're casting spells over your life. Your words shape your future. They mold your money mindset. They determine whether you invite wealth in or push it away. Think about this for a second. How often have you casually said things like, "I can't afford that. I'm broke. Money doesn't grow on trees." Or, "That's too expensive." You may have thought they were harmless phrases, maybe even jokes, but your subconscious doesn't know the difference between sarcasm and truth. Every time you speak such words, your mind listens, and it begins to filter your reality in a way that matches your statement. You start seeing more struggle, more scarcity, more lack. Why? Because you gave it life with your words. The millionaires of the world, those who started with nothing and rose to unimaginable heights, they speak differently. Even before the money came, their words were already aligned with abundance. They would say, "I'm working on creating more income," or "That's not in my budget yet," or "I'm attracting new opportunities daily." They replaced limitation with expansion. They chose words that empowered their future, not enslaved them to their past. And you can do the same. You must begin to speak as if. Speak as if the money is already in your account. Speak as if the opportunity is already on the way. Speak as if you are already successful. Why? Because in the spiritual realm, which governs the physical, you already are. you are already prosperous in potential. And the words you speak daily are the bridge between the potential and the manifestation. Every sentence you utter is either building that bridge or tearing it down. Florence's teachings weren't just metaphysical ideas. They were tools for transformation. She believed that the universe, God, or divine intelligence responds not to your wishes, but to your declarations. It responds to your expectations, and your expectations are revealed in your language. That means even if you pray for wealth, if you spend the rest of the day saying things like, "I never have enough," or "Nothing ever works out for me," you've just canceled your own prayer. You've shut the door you were trying to open. Millionaires understand this principle deeply. They don't wait for success to feel abundant. They use their words to create abundance in the now. They understand that money is just a form of energy, and energy responds to frequency. Words are frequency. Words carry power. Words change outcomes. If you want to change your financial situation, you have to first change your vocabulary. You must speak in alignment with the life you want, not the life you're trying to leave behind. This is not about lying to yourself. It's about speaking your truth from the level of your future, not your past. It's about commanding your destiny, not describing your history. When you start saying, "I am a money magnet. Wealth flows to me easily. My income is constantly increasing," something subtle begins to shift. At first, you may not believe the words. That's okay. Keep saying them. Your words will train your mind, and your mind will begin to shift your energy. And once your energy shifts, your reality must follow. There's a reason why the Bible says, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." It's not just metaphorical. It's literal. You can speak life into your bank account, your business, your dreams. Or you can curse them without realizing it. Words carry a vibration, and the universe matches your vibration with circumstances. Speak defeat and you will live in defeat. Speak victory, and you will begin to live in victory. It's that simple and that powerful. Look at the most successful people around you. Look beyond their actions. Listen to their language. They use words like investment, opportunity, expansion, abundance, overflow. They say things like, "I'm grateful for every dollar that comes to me," or, "Every day, my life is getting better and better." They don't allow negativity to dominate their dialogue. They guard their mouths like millionaires guard their bank accounts, because they know their words create their wealth. It's time you do the same. Every morning, speak declarations over your life. Even if you don't have a dollar in your pocket, say, "I am wealthy." Even if your business is struggling, say, "My business is prospering." Even if you're buried in debt, say, "I am financially free." Why? Because you're not speaking what you see. You're speaking what you believe. And when belief becomes stronger than your current reality will have no choice but to change. This is not wishful thinking. This is spiritual law. What you consistently speak will become your experience. The future belongs to those who speak as if they already have it. Your words are your prophecy. You can't afford to speak carelessly anymore. Every word you say is a seed. You're either planting weeds or planting wealth. Which one are you choosing? So from this moment forward, become intentional. Train your mouth to speak wealth. Before you check your bank balance, speak gratitude. Before you complain about expenses, bless your money. Before you doubt your goals, declare them. Say it with power. "I am a future millionaire." Say it with certainty. "My words create my world." Say it with faith. "Everything I need is already on its way to me now." Because it is. You're not just a dreamer. You're a speaker, a creator, a spiritual architect building your future with every phrase you say. Don't let your current situation silence your faith. Use your words as a weapon. Use them to unlock doors. Use them to shift energy. Use them to call in money, clients, opportunities, and miracles. Speak as a millionaire, even when the world can't see it yet. Because the moment you do, the world will start to align. And that is the power hidden in your mouth. Your journey to wealth won't start when you get your first million. It starts now, with a sentence, with a declaration, with a choice to speak only that which is in harmony with your purpose. You are not here to play small. You are not here to repeat old stories of struggle. You are here to rise, to evolve, to speak with power, walk in faith, and live in overflow. The truth is simple but often hidden in plain sight. Your beliefs are the blueprint of your bank account. Long before the first dollar shows up, before any business takes off, or before any wealth appears on the surface, it begins in the mind. That's where your financial reality is born. Every future millionaire you've ever heard of, admired, or followed had to go through this inner transformation before their bank balance changed. They had to challenge and change what they believed about money, worth, success, and themselves. And if you want to become one of them, you'll have to do the same. Most people are unaware that they're carrying a heavy backpack filled with beliefs they didn't even choose. Beliefs handed down from parents, absorbed through school systems, shaped by media, and reinforced by environments that glorify survival and scarcity. Phrases like, "Money doesn't grow on trees," "Why can't afford that," or "Rich people are greedy," become deeply planted in the subconscious mind. And even if you don't say those things anymore, if they're still running in the background of your belief system, they're sabotaging your wealth silently. You may work harder, push more, set big goals, and still hit a wall, not because you're not capable, but because deep down, your beliefs are telling your mind, "This isn't possible for me. I'm not worthy of that level of success. I don't deserve to be wealthy." The mind is incredibly powerful, and it will never allow you to exceed the identity you carry within. You cannot outperform your beliefs. You can't manifest wealth from a mindset of limitation. What you believe about money becomes your reality with precision. This is why people can win the lottery and be broke 2 years later. Because the money changed, but their mindset didn't. Their beliefs didn't evolve. Their internal thermostat was still set to struggle, not success. The wealth they attracted was temporary because it didn't match the inner blueprint. The foundation wasn't ready for expansion. But the future millionaire understands that beliefs must be upgraded before reality does. Florence Scovel Shinn wrote, "Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving." If you cannot see yourself wealthy, living in abundance, walking in prosperity, no amount of external effort will change that. You might make more, but you'll find ways to lose it, spend it, sabotage it, or resist it. Why? Because deep down, the old beliefs are still controlling the narrative. So the work is not just in the outer grind, it's in the inner game. It's in replacing scarcity with abundance, fear with faith, doubt with confidence. Take a moment and reflect. What do you really believe about money? Not what you wish to believe, but what you've been conditioned to think. Do you feel guilty desiring wealth? Do you believe money is hard to get? Do you think people will judge you if you become rich? Are you afraid of success because it might separate you from others? These are the unconscious programs that block the flow of abundance. And until they are seen, challenged, and rewritten, they will continue to shape your experience. Future millionaires don't ignore their limiting beliefs. They confront them. They dismantle them. They build new truths day by day, thought by thought, affirmation by affirmation. They say, "I am worthy of financial overflow. I am safe with wealth. I am aligned with prosperity." And even if they don't fully believe it yet, they persist, because repetition rewires the subconscious mind. What you say consistently becomes what you eventually believe, and what you believe creates what you receive. Belief isn't just about what you hope for, it's about what you expect. It's about the assumptions you live by. If you assume wealth is always out of reach, you'll never stretch far enough to catch it. But if you assume money is constantly seeking you, flowing to you, and working for you, you begin to live differently. You show up with boldness. You make decisions based on your vision, not your current situation. You become magnetic to the very things you once thought were impossible. Beliefs shape behavior. Behavior shapes results. This is why the most important shift you can ever make on your journey to millions is not in what you do. It's in how you think and what you believe. When your beliefs are aligned with abundance, you no longer chase money, you attract it. Opportunities seem to appear. The right people start entering your life. Solutions come easily. That's not magic. That's alignment. Think of your beliefs like the soil of your mind. If you're planting seeds of wealth in soil filled with weeds of doubt, fear, and lack, those seeds won't grow. You must clear the weeds. You must tend to your mindset daily. Not once, not occasionally, but daily. Just like you brush your teeth to avoid decay, you must speak affirmations, declare truth, and reinforce your wealthy identity to keep your belief system strong. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to become conscious. Catch the limiting beliefs when they surface and replace them with new ones. When your mind says, "Who are you to be rich?" respond, "Who am I not to be?" When fear says, "What if you fail?" declare, "What if I fly?" When doubt whispers, "This is too big for you," shout back, "Nothing is too big for me and my source." You're not powerless. You're not a victim of your past programming. You're not bound by the beliefs you inherited. You are a creator. You are a spiritual being with the ability to rewrite your internal story. And when you do, everything else will follow. Your beliefs become your compass. Let them point toward abundance. This is not about just becoming rich. It's about becoming renewed. Because when you shift your beliefs, you don't just get more money. You become more powerful, more peaceful, more generous, and more aligned with your highest self. The wealth is a byproduct of the transformation that occurs when your internal system matches your external desires. So ask yourself, what do I choose to believe from this moment on? Will I continue living with the limitations I was handed? Or will I create new beliefs on purpose, rooted in power, truth, and divine abundance? Will I believe I'm just surviving, or will I believe I am here to thrive, to prosper, to overflow? Say it with conviction. My beliefs are aligned with wealth. I think like a millionaire. I believe in divine provision. I am worthy of riches. I am ready for overflow. Because when you believe it, fully, deeply, consistently, the universe has no choice but to deliver. It must match what you hold in your heart. The world doesn't give you what you wish for. It gives you what you believe you deserve. So raise your standard. Raise your faith. Raise your beliefs. And watch your life rise with them. You are not becoming a millionaire someday. You are becoming one now. Belief by belief, thought by thought, choice by choice. And that's the real blueprint. Faith is the invisible currency that buys what money cannot. If you look closely at the lives of self-made millionaires, you'll find one thing more valuable than their skills, talents, or connections. It's faith. Not blind hope, not passive wishing, but unshakable, focused, bold faith. The kind of faith that moves mountains, speaks things into existence, and holds the line even when the evidence says otherwise. The kind of faith Florence Scovel Shinn spoke of when she said, "Faith knows it has already received and acts accordingly." A faith is what carries you through the invisible stage, the space between setting the intention and seeing the result. It's what keeps you showing up when no one's clapping. It's what fuels your energy when your account balance doesn't reflect your vision yet. And it's what separates future millionaires from the masses. Where others fall apart, faith-driven individuals rise. They're not waiting for proof to believe. Their belief becomes the proof. Most people only trust what they can see. They need guarantees. They need comfort. They want certainty in every step before they take action. But millionaires, especially those who started with nothing, they understand a deeper law: life rewards the bold. Life bends to those who dare to walk by faith, not by sight. Because while the world might say, seeing is believing, wealth consciousness flips that idea and declares, believing is seeing. If you believe you're stuck, you'll stay stuck. If you believe you're limited, you'll find reasons to prove it. But if you believe you're destined, chosen, capable, and supported by a divine force greater than yourself, you will begin to see that reality unfold before your eyes. That belief becomes the foundation for miracles. And those miracles don't come from wishful thinking. They come from an inner certainty so strong that nothing external can shake it. Florence Scovel Shinn knew this truth deeply. She taught that fear was man's greatest enemy, because fear is faith in reverse. Fear is imagining the worst, rehearsing failure in your mind, and projecting disaster onto the future. It's believing in a reality you don't want, with as much intensity as you should be believing in what you do want. And that's the dangerous part. Fear can manifest just as powerfully as faith. So the question becomes, what are you putting your belief in? Are you feeding faith or feeding fear? Every future millionaire must answer that question with honesty and clarity, because your external world reflects the dominant force within you. You can't fake faith. You either have it or you don't. And if you don't, the good news is, you can build it. You build it by doing the uncomfortable. You build it by speaking success in the face of struggle. You build it by standing tall when everything around you tells you to sit down and stay small. You build it by continuing to plant seeds, even when the soil looks dry and the sky offers no rain. Because deep down, you know the harvest is guaranteed, not by chance, but by divine law. That's what Florence meant when she said to act as if it has already been received. Because in the realm of spirit, in the unseen, it has been. The moment you declare it, believe it, and align with it, it's yours. It may not have arrived physically, but energetically, it's already moving toward you. And your job is not to question the timing. Your job is to remain in unwavering faith. Millionaires don't obsess over how or when. They focus on alignment. They focus on becoming the person who naturally attracts that level of wealth. They walk into meetings with energy, even before they close the deal. They invest in ideas when there's no guarantee. They believe in themselves when no one else does. That's what faith looks like. It's not passive, it's powerful. It's not weak, it's warrior-like. To build wealth, you must trust in things not yet seen. You must hold the image of success so clearly in your mind that no setback, rejection, or delay can blur it. And this is where most people lose. They give up too soon. They let fear speak louder than faith. But that won't be you. You're not here by accident. You've been guided to this message because something in you is already shifting. Something in you is tired of playing small. And you know that what's meant for you can only come if you walk forward with faith. Faith is not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing the highest truth beyond what you currently see. Reality is fluid. It's shaped by belief, emotion, and energy. The more faith you pour into your vision, the more real it becomes. And soon, what once felt far away begins to manifest in front of you. Opportunities arise, people reach out, resources flow. Not because you forced it, but because you were aligned with it through faith. And here's the secret: faith is a habit. It's built through repetition. Every time you choose to believe when it would be easier to doubt, you strengthen it. Every time you act like the version of you who already succeeded, even when you feel unqualified, you become more powerful. You don't wait to feel ready. You decide that you're ready. That's the kind of energy the universe can't ignore. So what does faith look like for a future millionaire? It looks like waking up with purpose, even when your results haven't caught up yet. It looks like saying affirmations in the mirror when no one's watching. It looks like investing in your growth when it feels uncomfortable. It looks like smiling at obstacles because you know they're not stop signs. They're stepping stones. It looks like gratitude for the money you have while holding space for the millions on the way. You are not just hoping to be wealthy someday. You are becoming the version of yourself that wealth is looking for. And every ounce of fear you release makes space for more faith. Every doubt you replace with truth moves you closer. Every act of courage, every word of belief, every bold step, it counts. Say this to yourself now: I walk by faith, not by sight. My wealth is already mine in the spirit. I act as if it is done. I trust divine timing. I believe beyond reason, and I receive without resistance. Because that's what faith is. It's not just a feeling, it's a knowing. It's not just a mindset, it's a lifestyle. It's not just a tool, it's the foundation of your entire journey. Your millions are not waiting in the distance. They are waiting on your belief, on your trust, on your conviction. And the moment you choose faith over fear, you become unstoppable. Dead, you are ready. And because you believe, it is already yours. There is a moment when every future millionaire must decide that dreaming is no longer enough. Visualizing, affirming, and believing are powerful, but without action, they become empty routines. You must turn energy into motion. You must turn belief into behavior. That's the golden bridge between imagination and manifestation: aligned, consistent, intentional action. Future millionaires understand this. They don't just sit and wait for their dreams to knock on the door. They go out and meet them. They move, even if the path isn't perfectly clear. They act, even if the fear still lingers, because they understand that clarity is not a prerequisite for movement. It is a result of movement. Inaction is the silent killer of potential. How many people have dreams tucked away in notebooks, visions that never left the vision board, or ideas they spoke about for years but never executed? You might know some of them. You may have even been one of them. But that story is no longer yours, because you are not watching this video to stay the same. You're watching it because your soul is done waiting. It's ready to build, to move, to step into the identity of a millionaire in motion. Florence Scovel Shinn taught that faith must be backed by action. She said, "Faith without works is dead. It must be a faith which acts." That means speaking affirmations must be followed by decisions. Visualizing wealth must be backed by investment in your growth. Saying, "I am ready," must be followed by bold steps that prove it. You don't get paid for what you know. You get paid for what you do with what you know. And when you act in alignment with your purpose, your energy shifts, your vibration elevates, and that is when the right doors begin to open. Millionaires are not just thinkers, they are doers. They don't wait for the perfect time, because they know there is no perfect time. They create the right time by taking action today. They understand that hesitation kills momentum, and momentum is the lifeblood of wealth. When you delay decisions out of fear, you send a message to the universe: "I'm not ready." But when you act, even if it's a small step, you declare, "I'm serious." That declaration changes everything. It's not about taking massive leaps every day. It's about being consistent. It's about building daily disciplines that compound. The wealthiest people in the world didn't build their empires overnight. They made one aligned choice after another. They mastered the art of showing up. They didn't wait for motivation. They created systems. They developed habits. They built character. And from that, their businesses, income streams, investments, and legacy followed. The path to millions doesn't require superhuman effort. It requires consistency in the right direction. That might mean waking up an hour earlier to work on your business. It might mean turning off distractions and focusing on what truly moves the needle. It might mean investing money into mentorship, courses, or opportunities that stretch you. It might mean taking a risk when everything in your comfort zone screams, play it safe. But that's what separates you from the rest. You're not here for average results. You're here for extraordinary impact. Action also builds confidence. So many people are stuck not because they're incapable, but because they're waiting to feel ready. But readiness is built through doing. The more you act, the more capable you feel. The more capable you feel, the more boldly you act. This creates a cycle of expansion. And before you know it, the version of you that once hesitated is long gone, replaced by someone who makes moves, builds momentum, and walks with unstoppable certainty. Future millionaires understand that their actions are sacred. Every email, every conversation, every decision, every post, every pitch, it's all part of the unfolding. There are no small steps when you are walking in purpose. Even your so-called failures are not wasted. They become fuel, they become lessons, they become the raw material for growth. When you commit to action, you stop fearing failure, because you understand that failure is not a signal to quit, it's a sign you are in motion. It's also important to understand that not all action is created equal. There is a difference between being busy and being productive, between movement and progress, between activity and alignment. Millionaires don't just do more, they do what matters most. They delegate, automate, and eliminate distractions. They focus on high-leverage actions, the things that generate revenue, grow networks, build skill sets, and shift energy. They don't scatter their efforts. They prioritize their power. Action, when aligned with intention, becomes transformation. It turns wishes into plans, and plans into results. And you don't need to have all the answers before you begin. You just need to say yes. Yes to the next right step. Yes to becoming who you were always meant to be. Yes to trusting the process. That first step unlocks the second. That decision triggers the next opportunity. That moment of boldness changes the trajectory of your life. Say it with me now. I am a person of action. I move with clarity, courage, and purpose. Every step I take builds momentum. Every decision I make aligns me with wealth. My success is inevitable because I back my vision with consistent, fearless action. And when you say it, feel it, let it rise in your chest. Let it become the new standard. Because from this moment forward, you are no longer just thinking about success. You are walking toward it. Every day, every hour, every moment. You are showing up as the version of yourself who is already living the life you desire. And that's what future millionaires do. They don't wait, they create. They don't shrink, they expand. They don't hesitate, they act. So here's your decision point. Will you finish this message and go back to the same habits, the same routine, the same hesitation? Or will this be the moment that everything changes? Because you changed. Because you chose action. Because you decided to become who you already know you are deep down. Let today be the day that you stopped overthinking and started building. Let today be the day that your actions began speaking louder than your doubts. Let today be the moment you made momentum your new normal, because millionaires aren't born, they're built. One thought at a time, one action at a time, one bold decision at a time, and your time starts now. Gratitude is not just a feel-good concept, and it's far more than polite manners or a fleeting emotion. Gratitude is a spiritual law. It is an activating force that calls abundance into your life. When you are genuinely grateful for what you have, regardless of how much or how little it may seem, you shift your entire energy field. You begin to vibrate on the frequency of more. You move out of lack and into fullness, out of fear and into faith. Gratitude doesn't just notice what is. It magnetizes what's coming. Future millionaires know this. They practice gratitude as a daily ritual, a sacred discipline, and a way of being. Gratitude is like a spiritual currency. It is the invisible handshake between you and the universe, signaling that you are open, available, and ready to receive more. You can't trick the system. It has to be sincere. You cannot fake being grateful and expect real expansion. But when your gratitude is deep, honest, and consistent, life begins to mirror that back in astonishing ways. Unexpected income, new opportunities, connections, promotions, clarity. These all become natural extensions of a thankful heart. Gratitude doesn't just bless the moment you're in. It blesses everything ahead of you. Florence Scovel Shinn taught, gratitude is the law of increase, and complaint is the law of decrease. That one sentence alone can alter the trajectory of your life. Complaining focuses your attention on what's wrong, on what's missing, on what hasn't happened. It sends a signal that you are out of alignment with abundance. The more you complain, the more life gives you to complain about. But the more you give thanks, even for the small things, the more life gives you to celebrate. Future millionaires aren't always the people who had the most resources. Often, they're the ones who were the most grateful with what little they had. They maximized what they were given. They honored every dollar, every lesson, every opportunity. They gave thanks in the valley, which qualified them for the mountaintop. Gratitude has the power to transform how you view your current situation. If you're struggling financially, if you feel like nothing is moving yet, stop and give thanks for what is working. For the roof over your head, for the chance to hear this message, for the ability to start again, for every breath. When you shift into gratitude, your energy becomes magnetic. You're no longer repelling success with frustration and resistance. You begin to draw it in. This is the reason some people work harder and harder yet stay stuck. Their mindset is full of resentment and scarcity. Gratitude unlocks the stuck places. It heals poverty thinking. It invites flow back into your life. People often ask, how can I be grateful when I'm not where I want to be? The truth is, gratitude is the path to where you want to be. It is the spiritual bridge that connects your now with your next. You don't wait for millions to be thankful. You thank your way into millions. You don't wait until you've made it to start praising. You praise in the preparation. Gratitude is not passive. It is active, deliberate, and powerful. Future millionaires don't say, I'll be grateful when I make it. They say, I'm grateful now, and because I'm grateful, I will make it. You must also understand that gratitude multiplies not just money, but everything you value. The more you appreciate your health, the more vitality you experience. The more you honor your time, the more productive and fruitful your hours become. The more you value relationships, the deeper your connections grow. Gratitude expands whatever it touches. It is a spiritual amplifier. That's why it must become your foundation, not a backup plan, not a last resort, but the default posture of your heart. One of the most powerful practices you can develop right now, one shared by countless successful people, is to write down what you're grateful for every single day. Morning or night, it doesn't matter. Just take time daily to name what's good. What you focus on, you fuel. What you honor, you elevate. If you focus on lack, you'll stay in lack. If you focus on abundance, even in seed form, you'll accelerate that growth. Future millionaires keep their minds fixed on abundance, and gratitude is how they stay anchored to it. There will be times when gratitude feels difficult, when nothing seems to be working, when all the affirmations feel hollow and the vision feels far away. That's when gratitude becomes your weapon. It becomes the force that pushes back against doubt. Instead of asking, why isn't it here yet? You begin to say, thank you that it's on the way. Instead of feeling defeated, you say, I may not see it yet, but I trust that something is shifting. That level of gratitude, in the unseen, in the becoming, is millionaire thinking. Gratitude also protects your heart from comparison. In a world filled with highlight reels, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling behind. But future millionaires aren't watching others with envy. They're too busy being grateful for what's happening in their own story. They know that their journey is unique and that their timing is divine. Gratitude keeps them grounded. It keeps them focused. It silences the noise and amplifies the inner voice that says, "Keep going. Your season is coming." This is your reminder that nothing is missing. You're not late. You're not lacking. You're not forgotten. You are exactly where you're meant to be, learning, growing, building, preparing. And the fastest way to accelerate your progress is not through worry, but through gratitude. Make it your mindset. Make it your mantra. Wake up every day and say, "Thank you. Thank you for the breath in my body. Thank you for the clarity in my mind. Thank you for the vision in my heart. Thank you for the steps I'm taking. Thank you for the doors opening. Thank you for the lessons and the victories." Because when you live in gratitude, you live in overflow. Gratitude is not just how you feel, it's who you become. A grateful person is a powerful person. They see differently. They speak differently. They carry themselves with certainty and grace. They attract opportunities without chasing. They elevate others without competing. They walk into rooms with a presence that says, "I already know I'm blessed, and more is coming." So let me tell you this. The wealth you desire is already on its way to you. The shift you've been praying for is already in motion. The connections, the ideas, the resources, they are all being aligned right now. But your job is to prepare your spirit through gratitude, prepare your heart through praise, prepare your energy through joy. Because future millionaires don't wait for the world to give them something to be thankful for. They create that feeling now, and the world rises to meet it. This is not theory. It's not wishful thinking. It is a divine law. Gratitude multiplies. It attracts. It shifts. It opens the floodgates. So begin right now. Speak it aloud. I am grateful for all that I have. I am grateful for all that's coming. I walk in gratitude, and because of that, I walk in abundance. That's the energy of a future millionaire, and you are already becoming one. Millionaires are not first made in banks or boardrooms. They are made in the mind. Long before the world calls someone wealthy, that person has already declared wealth in their thoughts, self-image, and inner dialogue. Every future millionaire knows that success does not start in their external circumstances. It starts within. The inner shift always precedes the outer reward. To become a millionaire in reality, you must first become one in your mindset, in your energy, in your vision, and in your belief system. The way you think, the way you speak, the way you carry yourself, it all has to reflect the person you are becoming, not just the version of you that people currently see. Florence Scovel Shinn said, "Man can only receive what he sees himself receiving." That's not just a nice quote. It's a spiritual truth. You will never attract what your mind cannot accept. You cannot hold in your hand what you reject in your heart. So if you don't see yourself as wealthy, if you don't think like someone who is rich, confident, impactful, and abundant, then all the hard work in the world will fall short. Your external world is a mirror of your internal beliefs, and once that mental shift takes place, the transformation begins. The future millionaire doesn't wait for validation. They don't wait for the bank account to grow before they start walking like a person of value. They step into that identity now. They speak the language of success. They sit with their back straight, eyes focused, and voice grounded in certainty. They say things like, "I always attract what I need. Opportunities find me. Wealth flows to me in expected and unexpected ways." These aren't delusions. They are declarations. They are planting seeds in the subconscious, rewriting old limitations, and commanding the mind to see what is possible. There is a reason why two people can have the same resources, yet one becomes wealthy and the other stays stuck. It's not luck, it's not chance. It's mindset. The person who believes they can win eventually finds a way. The one who doubts themselves keeps manifesting circumstances that confirm their fears. That's why future millionaires guard their thoughts. They monitor what they consume, not just in food, but in media, in conversation, and in ideas. They protect their energy from negativity because they understand that the mind is a magnet. Whatever you feed it, it multiplies. You must train your mind like you would train a muscle. Daily repetition, mental discipline, affirmations that program you for success, visualization that anchors you in the future, stillness that connects you to your highest self. The future millionaire knows that the battle is not out there, it's in here. And once you win in the mind, the rest follows. Before they drive the car, wear the watch, own the business, or see the money, they've already seen it thousands of times in their mind's eye. That level of mental clarity becomes a compass. It guides their actions, decisions, and the way they respond to obstacles. Another powerful truth: people don't become rich by chasing money. They become rich by becoming someone of value. The mindset of a millionaire is not, "How do I make quick cash?" It's, "How do I solve real problems? How can I serve more people with excellence? How can I create something lasting?" When your mind is trained to look for value and contribution, money becomes a byproduct. People pay for value. The more value you provide, the more income you generate. So, the mindset has to shift from desperation to creation, from chasing to attracting. Future millionaires also think long-term. They don't sacrifice their future for short-term pleasure. They understand delayed gratification. They plant seeds that may not sprout today, but will bear fruit for decades. This means learning new skills, building networks, investing time where others waste it, and making choices today that the future version of you will thank you for. This kind of thinking requires emotional maturity. It requires you to see beyond the moment and walk by vision, not just sight. The ability to hold a vision of who you're becoming is one of the most powerful tools a future millionaire has. One of the most underrated aspects of a millionaire mindset is emotional regulation. When everyone else is panicking, the future millionaire is calm. When others complain, they strategize. When obstacles arise, they adapt. This mental resilience is what separates the successful from the stuck. Life will test you, not to break you, but to refine you. Each challenge is a training ground for your future wealth. If you cannot control your mind during setbacks, you will never sustain success during breakthroughs. The mind must be steady, focused, and rooted in belief, no matter what, and belief is everything. Florence Scovel Shinn often taught that whatever you ask for, believe you have received it. That is a principle echoed by nearly every spiritual and successful figure in history. Belief is the spiritual currency that buys the future. It is the invisible force behind every decision, every risk, every act of courage. Future millionaires don't believe because they have proof. They believe before the proof shows up. That belief turns the unseen into reality. It pulls the vision from the mental realm into the material realm. And here is where it gets truly powerful. The moment you start to think like a millionaire, speak like a millionaire, move like a millionaire, even when your life doesn't look like it yet, the universe begins to respond. People treat you differently. Opportunities appear. Your energy shifts. Your presence carries weight. This is not magic. This is alignment. You are becoming who you were meant to be before the world told you to play small. You are remembering the truth of your identity. And everything you've ever wanted begins to move toward you. Because now you are moving toward it. You must understand that becoming a millionaire is not just about money. It's about the person you become in the process. It's about the discipline, the faith, the emotional mastery, the generosity, the leadership, the service, and the clarity. If money was all you gained, you've missed the point. The mindset is the true reward, because with the right mind, you can lose everything and rebuild it all. That is power. That is freedom. That is wealth. So ask yourself, are you thinking like your future self? Are you walking like someone who knows what's coming? Are you aligning your thoughts, your words, and your actions with abundance? Or are you still waiting for something to happen before you give yourself permission to believe? The time to shift your mindset is not someday, it's now. You are not here by accident. If you were drawn to this message, it's because something in your spirit already knows the truth. You are a future millionaire, not just because you want it, but because you are willing to become it. You are willing to do the inner work, think the thoughts, feel the feelings, take the actions, and walk the path. Let this moment be your turning point. Decide today to train your mind like the powerful force it is, to think big, to believe deeply, to speak boldly, to act intentionally. Because when you become a millionaire in your mind, it's only a matter of time before the world catches up. That future, it's already yours. And it starts right here, right now, in the way you think,